All right, so this is another Dirt and Out drive-by. This time we're going to be reviewing Spider-Man's The City That Never Sleeps DLC.
Yeah. We're not driving, but that doesn't have to be a consistent um, prerequisite. Oh, sorry, creaky chair. So
People are driving in Spider-Man right now as you play. That's close enough.
I'm currently playing Spider-Man right now, but I just completed the DLC, the City That Never Sleeps DLC. We're just gonna go into a really quick full spoiler review, and just like our initial thoughts, and what we thought of the overall story. Um, I first want to say that they did a really good job with the story in the DLC, mostly because I feel like a lot of DLCs kind of kind of get treated as just extra stuff, and they don't really feel like um, putting a lot of time and effort into the DLC story. They just want to give people more of like the same thing that the main story was about. But this one, I think they really went like a different route, and they really gave people something that I don't think they realized that they wanted.
Yeah, and I thought it was interesting that they wrapped up most of the storylines of what they started in these DLCs.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of and that they pulled all three of them together. The characters that they introduced into them, they kind of all showed up like in the same place.
Yeah.
At first, I thought everything was going to be about Black Cat when it got announced.
Yeah, me too.
And it was cool to see her show up.
Yeah.
And it was cool to see just all the threads come together.
Yeah.
Because later on, I thought they were going to be kind of separate.
You know what's funny is that I thought, well, not that I thought, but I thought it was cool that there were some storylines in the main story that kind of got some more development.
Mm-hmm.
The Miles Morales and Peter Parker relationship got explored a little bit more. Peter Parker and Mary Jane's relationship.
Yeah, after they're back together.
After they get back together, you kind of see their dynamic as a couple, and that's a really good dynamic to the story. You don't get a lot of cutscenes with Mary Jane in this DLC, but you do get to play as her in one of the stealth missions in the heist DLC. Um, but and even and we were talking about this before. But Yuri Watanabe, the police officer,
right.
that
Police chief.
the police chief that you work with in the main story, she gets more character development, whereas in the main story she was just relegated to like side character status.
Kind of like side mission stuff too. And like she had a little bit in the beginning with Kingpin, and she had like some parts in the main storyline, but she was mostly like you said, like sideline.
Yeah.
Where in this she had like a whole arc with her.
Yeah. And there's more like side mission stuff with her, and I actually found out, or where I didn't realize, is that she actually Yuri Watanabe is a villain in the Spider-Man comics.
Yeah.
As I can't remember the name of her, but she has a similar backstory to where she's a police chief that kind of goes rogue and you know starts being this like dark vigilante. Um,
It's kind of disillusioned with the police force and stuff, and
yeah,
it seems like they're going this route in the DLC.
yeah, and it seems like that could be a character that shows up in the next game when they decide to come out with that. They definitely made it so they have a lot of breathing space when it comes to the next game and like what they can do.
Yeah. And they added like new potential storylines that they can further like go into in the next game.
Yeah.
And they kind of went into stuff in this DLC that's gonna be necessary, I think, for the next game.
Yeah.
So you're gonna need to play these in order to really enjoy, I think, the next game.
Yeah, fully. For there to be like a true payoff.
I mean, especially the part at the end with Miles Morales. I'm pretty sure they're gonna make him playable.
Yeah,
in the next game.
I can imagine so, because I feel like they did a lot of things in this game that kind of hinted at being able to play as multiple people in one game. I know that the only other two people you could play as in this game were regular Miles and
Right.
Mary Jane. And
we're thinking he's gonna have
stealth.
like the suit on this time.
Yeah, and yeah, but I think because I think what you call it.
Spider-Verse.
Yeah, Spider-Verse kind of paved the way for this idea. The movie that just came out recently, but um, I think mostly what I was thinking is that um, it might have the same, not the same, but might have a similar formula to GTA, where you could switch between like a group, between like 2 or 3 people at will.
Oh, I think they kind of had that in Batman too, Arkham City. Or
Did
was it Arkham City or was it No, it was mostly like it wasn't really story stuff.
Well, you could play as different people in Arkham City. There was missions where you can play as Robin.
Yeah, but you didn't really switch back and forth.
No,
like, too much.
it was just like set missions where you had to play as them.
Yeah, I think the weakest part of this DLC was all the screwball stuff. It's just annoying.
I didn't like Screwball in the main story, and I really didn't like her in this.
She had kind of a bigger presence for side mission stuff, and I just don't care for it.
She was definitely expanded on in the DLC, which I don't think was necessary. I get that it's kind of a satire on how social media can be really, can really consume someone's life and maybe kind of make people do things that they're not supposed to do. Logan Paul.
Yeah, I just didn't think it was really necessary. But in general, this DLC is like just a few hours long. But
Yeah.
I think in the time that they had with it, they did a great job.
Oh yeah.
Like they didn't have that long, and they made the most of it.
Yeah.
And everything with Black Cat, I loved. I wish she was in the main game. She might be in the next main game.
She might.
But yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah, I thought. I think my favorite part. Okay, so let's go real quick. Let's go like favorite part from each 3 parts.
Oh, like favorite moment?
Favorite moment for each 3. So from the Heist DLC, what was your favorite moment?
Oh man, I think. Dang. I think my favorite moment probably is when Felicia's just kind of flirting, messing around, lying. Yeah. Basically all those things with Peter Parker about about him potentially having her son.
Yeah.
And that she's like, well, she's had his son, but it actually turns out to be a lie. But he's like totally
freaking out about
totally freaking out to it and bought into the possibility, and he's just freaking out about probably being a dad.
Yeah.
And I think that's that like moment or series of moments about that. I think that was probably my favorite that I can think of right off the bat. How about you?
From the Heist DLC, for me it was definitely when he orders the pizza.
Oh yeah.
And he's eating the pizza. It's a very small moment, but it's a very like real moment that I loved a lot, and I thought it was really good.
Yeah, Spider-Man needs to eat too.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
From the second one, what was it called?
Oh gosh, Turf War.
Turf War. That's right. What was your favorite one for that one?
Turf War. Oh gosh, I'm trying to remember.
I think my favorite part is when she just goes for it and shoots Hammerhead in the head.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of like really funny parts in that one.
No, it was way more serious.
That one had a much more serious tone, but I think the moment where you kind of see a dark moment you kind of see like something dark happen to one of these like good guys, quote unquote, right? Where Yuri kind of snaps. I think that was a very powerful moment that I thought really kind of solidified and the thing is, I think it was justified too. I don't think it was really a moment that felt cheap.
Right, they didn't just like hurry up and force it. It came naturally, and it made sense like coming from the main game as well.
It was definitely coming from like the thing is that whole DLC basically was Yuri's kind of fall from grace. That one really spent a lot of time focusing on her, and it didn't really focus on any other like outside characters other than the main villain Hammerhead. And then, what was your favorite part from this most recent one, Silver Lining?
Yeah, speaking of good guys, probably the line where Spider-Man's like, "Hey, I thought you were one of the good guys," and Silver Sable's like, she's like, "I'm good at what I do, and I am not guy."
Yeah,
there's just everything between the relationship.
I thought that was funny.
They had so many great there was a lot of humor in this one.
Yeah, this one definitely had a lighter tone.
I think Spider-Man and Silver Sable's relationship just begs for humor. It's just so great.
Yeah, because like she's so serious, but he just wants to have fun, kind of like fun with what he's doing. But I think with her, I think my favorite moment was um, was when he was going for the high five, and she left him hanging at first. And
Probably like 3 different times she left him hanging.
And then he kept leaving her hanging. Oh no, she kept leaving him hanging. And then when and then finally, like she gives him a high five, and she just smacks him really hard, and he's like, "Ow." Yes.
And she has like this little smirk that he doesn't see as she's walking away.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's such a nice moment, and you kind of see her kind of like have fun for once, because she's a very serious character. But yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a great DLC. I would really enjoyed playing it. I
Yeah.
thought it was
It definitely,
like, unlike other DLCs, this one I felt was essential.
Right. Yeah. This one actually added story, and it wasn't just here's more of the same thing. I mean, and granted, there were definitely moments where they kind of did the same things.
Right, like the spider bot and stuff. But they did add new stuff, like walking around as Peter Parker.
Walking around as Peter Parker briefly. That was a very brief thing, but I think.
And like being able to like swing around and stuff, which was cool that they had it.
Yeah, I think what will be nice is that I think they were kind of experimenting with like walking around as Peter Parker and still being able to swing around in the city. I think those are kind of things that they were kind of experimenting with, and I think those are things that maybe we can expect to see more of in the next game whenever they decide to come out with that. Which I don't think they're going to take too long, because I think they have the base of what they want to do. I think they're just going to do some more. Some more polish.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's going to be a total of about 2 years.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
I mean, yeah, we don't know for sure, but we do know is that they'll put all their love into it, because you can tell this is a project that people that worked on it loved, and this wasn't like something that people were forced to.
It wasn't like, here, make a Spider-Man game. It was like, here, make a Spider-Man game. Oh, we love Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. It was more like, oh, like, let's make a Spider-Man game, not, oh, we have to make a Spider-Man game,
Yeah.
So I loved it, and if you can get your hands on the DLCs, if you can get your hands on this game, if you haven't gotten this game yet, I highly recommend it.
Even with the spoilers, like, even if you haven't played it and you got stuff spoiled, I don't care. Just experience it for yourself.
See, the thing is, though, you like experiencing it for yourself is just as good as like hearing two guys talk about it. So definitely go out and play it. Borrow it from a friend if you can.
Or beg your parents, or like save up your paycheck. Don't steal it.
Yeah, please get it legit. Don't get a pirated version. Because we want Insomniac to be supported for this, because these guys,
they deserve your money.
But yeah, thank you so much for listening to this little one-off thing. We'll have one extra little surprise episode still to come.
Is this more of in like on our like iTunes and Podbean and all that? Or
that's where you'll find it. It'll be on Podbean and everything like that.
Spotify, all that good stuff.
Yep.
But until then, Merry Christmas, because this is the 26th.
This is the 26th, so we're dating this, and that's fine. But yeah, so hope you have a happy holidays and a happy new year, and
we'll see you soon.
We'll see you next year, guys. Okay, bye-bye.
See ya.